Impromptu speaking is easier than you think. And I know this because my team and I have spent the last 5 years helping people who could not even say a word without preparing to not just speak on the spot, but actually say something in a flow. And I also know this because I was my very first student. I could never understand how some people just go on stage or go in front of a group of people and start yapping. No preparation, no nothing. And they're not only able to speak up with confidence, some of them are also able to make their audience laugh, and they're able to communicate a message at the end of it. So I tried a lot of different things. I tried joining a Toastmasters club, trying to speak up randomly in front of small groups of people, but my practice was never really consistent. So I developed a routine that has helped me practice in a reliable fashion, that has not only helped me improve my impromptu speaking, but has allowed me to have a deeper sense of confidence that even if I were pushed on a stage and I did not have a chance to prepare, I can still say something of relevance. So let's get into it. By the way, if you like such content on communications, please subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of content around this that we keep putting out. So there are 3 ways you can do this practice. You can either do it completely by yourself. If you can find one friend to do it, you can do it with him or her, or you can do it in front of a group of people if you have that access. I'm going to start off by telling you how you can practice by yourself because that's the most reliable way of doing it. And here's how you can do it in a 3-step process. First, go to ChatGPT and ask it for a speech topic related to your industry. As soon as you get it, start speaking on that topic on the spot. Don't take more than 30 seconds to think this topic through. Otherwise, the entire point of doing it impromptu goes away. Ideally, try not to take even 30 seconds. Try to do it immediately if possible. While you're doing this, make sure your phone's audio recorder is on. A bonus is to put on the video recorder as well, but I know that can be a little difficult for us, especially in the beginning. So audio recording is just fine as well. Now you want to time yourself and speak for at least 2 minutes on this topic. Even if you feel like you're running out of things to say, pause, think, and continue talking, and only stop the audio recording once 2 minutes are completed. Once that is done, you need to hear the audio recording. When you're hearing it, try to observe 3 main things. Firstly, try to observe, were you able to actually keep speaking for the entirety of the 2 minutes? That's number 1. Number 2, you want to try and observe what you said. Was it of relevance? Was it in a structured or organized fashion? Or were you just saying things to get done with the 2 minutes? And the last thing you want to check is your delivery. Were you using many filler words like ums and ahs? Were there many long pauses and gaps where you were just thinking of what to say? Or was your voice sounding completely monotonous? When you're observing these particular things, it might be a little cringy at first, but it's completely fine. We want to get comfortable with our own voice to eventually get comfortable doing impromptu speeches in front of other people. After you do this, you need to pick up the same topic and re-record it as the 3rd and final step. And whatever notes you made in terms of what you dislike, try to work on that a little more. You'll have 2 advantages here. One is you've already spoken on the topic, so you'll definitely have more relevant things to say, or at least in a more relevant structure. And more importantly, you can also consciously be aware of your delivery elements. After you're done with that recording, hear it and compare it to the first one. That way you'll have a good understanding of how much improvement you've seen. In the beginning, it'll be minimal, and then as you keep on proceeding with this on a day-by-day basis, the improvements will get better and better. A good thing to keep in mind is this entire thing will take no more than 10 minutes tops. So when you have 10 minutes, just sit down and do it. You can do this every single day. I recommend 5 days a week and take weekends off. If you're busy completely throughout the week, then adjust your schedule accordingly. 5 days in a row, 2 days off, and then repeat for a month. The second way to do it is with a friend. Now, I've done this because I had a friend who had a similar goal as me to become a better impromptu speaker. If you can find someone like this, fantastic. Here's how it works. You'll both decide a time. For the next 5 days, you'll both decide one single time. Let's say it's 7 p.m. after work is done. At that time, you or your friend will call each other up. Now, when you're calling, skip the small talk. No hi, hello, no nothing. This is for practice only. Before you get on the call, have a speech topic ready and ask your friend to have one ready as well. But you all two shouldn't know each other's topics. Once you get on the call, you tell your friend the speech topic and they have to immediately start speaking on it for up to 2 minutes. Once they do that, you need to give them feedback on the same things that we discussed. Were they able to speak? What was the content like in terms of relevance and structure? And how was their delivery? After that, we want to reverse the positions. Your friend will give you a topic, you'll start talking on it, and they will give you feedback. And immediately after the 2 exercises are done, hang up. Do not chit chat because these calls will then become an ordeal or a waste of time. Again, this won't take more than 7 minutes to complete. A good thing to do is to combine by yourself and the friend thing. That's fantastic. If you can only do one, take the friend one so that you have a better chance of getting a little more of that environment of speaking in front of an actual human. Again, 1 month, 5 days a week. And the last way to do this is in front of a group of people. Now, this is something I tried. I wasn't able to be consistent with it because we have to go to the group, so it can get a little inconsistent as such. But if you can make it work regularly, I've seen people get tremendous results. One thing you can do is either join a Toastmasters club. In case you don't know what that is, we made a video on it. There are many clubs all around the world called Toastmasters, where you can go and you can practice public speaking, including impromptu speeches. Or you can join a public speaking or communications course. For example, in our course, you'll be doing it on Zoom, so you don't have to go anywhere, and you will have other working professionals to speak, practice in front of, and learn new techniques, and get feedback from an actual communications coach. In this case, there's not much of a process. You're generally just going to be given a topic and you have to speak on it in front of the group. That act of speaking in front of the group itself is very, very powerful. And then you get feedback. If it's in a Toastmasters meeting, you can ask one of the other members to give you feedback. If it's a course, then the coach themselves will give you the feedback. So these are the 3 methods that you can use to practice impromptu speeches. Let's pick one which is the easiest and the path of least resistance. It's generally the by yourself method of doing it, but pick one and get started. Now, when you're giving these impromptu speeches, you want to ensure that you do speak in a relevant flow. And we've made an entire video on different frameworks and models you can utilize to speak impromptu without breaking your structure. I highly recommend you check out this entire video before you start your impromptu speech practice routine.